Hello learners, have you ever visited a farm? Did you see a crop? Well, do you know what a crop is? Let's learn about it all. What are crops? Plants of the same kind that are grown and cultivated as a source of food in a large cultivable land are known as crops. Types of crops. Crops which are grown in winter season, that is, from October to March, are known as Rabi crops, whereas the crops which are sown in the rainy season, that is, from July to October, are called Kharif crops. But before crops are grown, we need to prepare the soil. Now, preparation of soil is the first step in cultivating crops for food production. The soil is prepared for sowing the seeds of the crop. This is carried out using various processes and tools. Let's understand them all one by one. Tilling or plowing. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling or plowing and is done by using a plow. Plow is actually a device that is used by farmers for different purposes such as adding fertilizers, tilling and loosening the soil. It's also used for addition of fertilizers to the soil, removing weeds, scrapping soil, etc. A wooden, traditional plow can be operated by a pair of an axe and a man. Nowadays, these wooden plows are being replaced by iron plows. Hoe. A hoe is a tool that is used to dig up soil to remove weeds and also loosen up the soil before planting a sapling. Cultivator. A cultivator is attached to the tractor and helps in loosening soil. Cultivators are used instead of plows since they are faster. Next comes sowing of seeds. It's the process of planting seeds in the soil. The seeds are sowed in the soil that is loosened by a cultivator or a plow. Quality of seeds. The quality of seeds is an important factor that determines the crop yield. The selection of good seeds is done by putting the seeds in the water. The dead and damaged seeds become hollow and float on water, whereas the good seeds sink. Traditional tools. Before the advent of modern agricultural machinery, additional tools were used by farmers. These included plows and pickaxes, etc. The traditional tools used to sow the seeds was like a funnel. Once seeds were put into this funnel, they would go to 2 to 3 tubes having sharp ends. The ends would pierce into the soil and place the seeds there. Seed drill. Seed drills are used for sowing with the help of tractors. It ensures that seeds are sown uniformly at a particular depth and are covered by soil after sowing. Nursery. A nursery is a place where young plants and trees are grown for planting elsewhere. It acts as a repository of saplings. Germination of seeds. Germination of the seeds happens when the seeds is sown in the land and watered. A plant starts to emerge from the seed and starts to grow. Adding manure and fertilizers. Manures and fertilizers are the substances that are added to the soil to increase fertility. While manures are made by decomposition of organic substances, fertilizers are made of inorganic chemicals. Now let's understand the difference between manure and fertilizers. See the table that is given on your screen. Now fertilizer is an inorganic salt, whereas manure is prepared from organic matter such as human waste, cow dung and farm waste. Fertilizers are manufactured in factories, whereas manures can be prepared in farms. Fertilizers are added in comparatively smaller quantities. Manures needed to be added in larger quantity as the nutrient content is less. Fertilizers do not provide any humus to the soil, whereas manures provide a lot of humus to the soil. Disadvantages of using fertilizers. Excessive use of fertilizer can cause pollution. It can also change the pH of the soil in certain rare cases. What happens when we leave the land fallow? When land is left fallow for a certain period of time, the land replenishes its nutrients by itself. This land can be used for agriculture again. What is crop rotation? Crop rotation ensures that the same crop will not grow continuously and lead to the erosion of soil fertility. By growing crops that require different sets of nutrients, we can ensure that soil fertility is restored. Let's now understand how do we protect the crops from weeds. Now, weeds are undesirable plants that may grow naturally along with the crop. They compete with the crops by absorbing all the water, nutrients, space, and light. Methods of their removal are tilling. It's a process done before sowing crops that helps in uprooting and killing weeds. Manual removal. Manual removal includes the physical removal of weeds by uprooting them from the soil or chopping them off to ground level periodically. Weedicides. They are the chemicals used to kill weeds. They usually don't cause any damage to the crop. Let's move on to the next process, that is harvesting. It's the process of cutting the crop after it has matured. What are the methods of harvesting? Harvesting is basically done by two methods. First is the manual method where a sickle is used. Second is the mechanical method where a huge machinery called a harvester is used. Next comes threshing. It's the process of loosening the grains from the chaff. While it can be done manually, these days a machine is used that separates all the grain seeds. Next in the list comes winnowing. It's the process of separation of grain seeds from the chaff using the help of wind. Due to the wind, the lighter chaff flies away and the heavier grain falls down. Next comes storage. Storage of grains is an important step in agriculture. After the harvesting steps, the ready grains are stored in granaries. The grains have to be stored in a dry place that does not have a rodent or fungal infestation. Fumigation of storage places is carried out to make them free from microbes. With this, we have wrapped an interesting portion of our curriculum. Stay tuned for more amazing content. Thank you.